Kill is always the money that is
Is there any
used.
nod to a previous game? Oh,
No,
that's weird.
I guess.
I don't know. Like I like those little nods to previous games. Like, for instance, Twilight Princess.
Mhm.
And I can talk about Zelda forever. It has little nods to Ocarina of Time, such as in the Fisherman's. When you go to fish in the little shop, the woman that runs the shop has a bunch of photos and pictures on her wall, and one of them is the fisherman from the Ocarina of Time game, and she says that's the great fisherman of blah blah blah. I wish I grew up in those times. I'm like, that's a pretty cool nod, you know. So,
Ocarina of Time was a good game.
Honestly, like I played that game literally from beginning to end about 6 or 7 times. Yeah.
Wow. I just played it once. I tried playing Majora's Mask, but right after I played that, but I
yeah, it's kind of like the Final Fantasy VIII, you know.
Yeah.
It is a great game. Like if you sit down and you start investing time into it, I think it has a better storyline than Ocarina of Time. Honest to God, there's a lot more emotions running in that game because there's immediate death, you know, in 3 days in that game. So a lot of people, and you witness that when you talk to various people, each day. It's like the first day everyone's kind of cool. The second day people are kind of worried. And then the third day, you really get like emotional, like takes from certain characters. Like, for instance, what?
I weeped.
Yes,
I weeped.
Yes, I almost.
Yes,
I almost weeped too.
Don't be sad,
so.
Dave.
It's great though. It is a good game. It's hard to get into. I'll admit that because I did not like you with Final Fantasy VIII. I played it and then I put it down for at least 5 years, and then I picked it back up.
Yeah. Well, this has been 10 years of Final Fantasy VIII for me. That's unbelievable to me. It's been 10 years since this game was released. It was 1998.
Wow, that's crazy. My buddy Dave actually, Dave Goliano, he was playing that our sophomore year in college, and I remember watching.
Yeah.
And the graphics for the PlayStation, graphics weren't bad. I didn't think it.
Oh yeah, for the PlayStation graphics,
for a 32-bit machine, they really sucked a ton of graphic power into that game.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they did a lot of tricky stuff with pre-rendered stuff, like screens and pre-rendered movies, and basically working the characters and stuff and the actual movement, and pre-rendered backgrounds. So they did a lot of kind of illusions and tricks and stuff to get it to look that way. But yeah, the end result looked really good.
But I remember he just told me that he's been playing that game for a long time. I don't know if he's actually beaten it. To tell you the truth. He said it's such a long game. He's been playing it for like a year and a half. He was still on the first disc, so it's just ridiculously long game.
No, I got to the last disc and I got almost to the last boss, but I just got this one boss which was incredibly hard. I just couldn't defeat, and it took me. I was like 3 months just trying to beat this one person, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I just gave up because I didn't care, and I just got so pissed off at the game.
It's it's definitely one of those games. I don't know. I've never actually sat down to play through a Final Fantasy game. Mostly because I'm not comfortable playing turn-based RPGs. But the only one I've actually played is Mario RPG for the Super NES. Because it's doofy, really. I'm
You're
doofy.
You're a town. You're a town.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. And also, with I like action adventure a hell of a lot more. Like the Zelda series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Except
it'd be great if they could have like a Final Fantasy kind of game with the story and the sort of RPG elements of it. But if they took the actual fighting and made it into just sort of an action. I've still been waiting for that. They still haven't really made that.
Yeah, because that would be really awesome. And I could see, playing the Mario game, the Mario RPG game, I kind of got into the strategy of turn-based, but, I don't know, I still prefer, I guess you could say, hack and slash in some ways. with Zelda,
Yeah.
it's a lot more than just hack and slash. There are certain moves you do. There are people that do do defend pretty well against you, so you have to lock on a certain way. You have to strike at a certain time. That's pretty cool. It feels a lot more real that way, I guess.
Mm. How is the sword fighting for the Wii
With
Zelda?
with the new Zelda or Zelda Twilight Princess? Oh, it's just
Twilight Princess.
it's Wii waggle. So you move it, and it's just like hitting the A button. The only
Okay.
cool what?
You do it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was just
Go
going to
ahead.
say the only thing that I do like about it is when you're using the bow and arrow, it's simply point and click, which easy as hell.
That
It
is easy as hell.
So easy.
It's easy.
So what were you going to say?
Oh, I was gonna ask if there was any point in the game where you get to sword fight with other people, like with sword on sword.
Yeah, definitely. A bunch of the enemies actually use swords. The Dark Nuts are the ones that have a sword, shield, and you have to work off their armor. And they're pretty difficult at first when you first play them because they're excellent at sword play. And like I said, you can hack and you can do the button mashing if you want, but it's not going to do anything. They're just going to deflect whatever you're doing. You have to work around them.
Yeah.
When they raise their arm, that's when you try to attack. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So there's a lot of strategy when it comes to that. So, but,
Mm.
so it's a pretty good game.
So then,
What was that?
so something new has been released lately. Something called Pirates 2: The Porno, Stagnetti's Revenge.
Baby.
I have not downloaded it. I have legally purchased it from a local boutique.
Did you really buy it?
I'm
All right,
pleading the
all right.
fifth
All right, go ahead.
on this.
All right, I got it.
And I haven't watched it yet. I've only fast forwarded to the good parts. Dave, I believe you have seen it. So do you want to give a summary
Yes.
or review? Compare it to the first one. I hear the sex in this one is basically is much more violent.
Such as...
I haven't seen it. You tell me.
Here's my review. And honestly, when I first saw it, I was so stoked about the storyline just from watching the trailer that I skipped all the sex
Yeah.
parts. I'd fast forward. I'm like, all right, later. And the actual storyline, I think the first one had a little bit better, but this one wasn't shabby at all. It had about the same CGI elements from Pirates of the Caribbean 3, honestly. So it wasn't bad. Like, your favorite characters are back, and Evan Stone, who plays the pirate hunter, and I think, what's her name?
No, that's not Evan. It's Evan St. Croix or something like that.
But
Whatever his name is.
he's back as the pirate hunter, and his first mate, what's her name? I don't know. Jessie Jane.
Jesse Jane.
And there's a hint of a love interest, but they
Now, there's no Janine in this one though. Who is the evil pirate woman in the last
there
one.
isn't.
I wonder why.
Did they kill her? Or she was? Yeah,
She lived.
Oh.
She turned into a good guy.
She might be on an island. I don't know. I don't want to ruin the ending just in case anyone gave a shit. But
Oh, okay.
she's not in the movie though. What else? Oh yeah, there's a hint of a love thing between them, but they never actually do anything about it. So I'm guessing in Pirates 3 we'll find out. So I guess that it was out of 5 stars, I'd give it, I don't know, 3.5, 4.
What would you think? What would you give the first one?
I'd give it a solid 4. Honestly, I was thinking about, I'm watching it, I'm like, this really could be made with regular actor folk, without all the sex in it, and I was thinking that, I'm like, really, can you classify these as pornography in some ways? Like, the acting's decent, the storyline's all right, the writing's decent. I mean, it's funny at parts. Like it's weird because it's not your